Just look at this snake plant leaf. What started as a small damaged patch spread like this within just a few days. And in the next couple of days it started drying. At first I thought it was pest damage, but after observing it closely, this actually looks like a fungal infection on snake plant. Welcome to your garden buddy. And in this video, I'll show you what caused it, how it spreads, and what you should do before it affects the entire plant. Snake plants are usually considered one of the toughest and lowest maintenance indoor plants, but sometimes even these hardy plants can suddenly develop strange infections like this. In my case, the problem started with small damaged spots on the leaf, and slowly, the affected area began turning brown, drying out, and spreading further across the leaf. After researching further, this looks similar to Anthracnose fungal infection, possibly caused by Colletotrichum sansevieriae. Now let me show you the symptoms I noticed on this plant. Once I identified the infection, I brought the plant to my working table so we could inspect it more closely and understand what was really happening here. And as soon as I started observing the plant carefully, I began noticing multiple signs of infection on different leaves. Look at this leaf here. The corner section has already started drying out. And just beside it, this leaf has a mushy bottom section, which feels soft and damaged. It looks like this leaf may also dry out completely in the coming days. Now, moving further, look at this leaf. The bottom section has already dried out almost completely, and the leaf is barely holding up from the top. And some of these leaves have already completely dried out. And this leaf was located very close to the first infected leaf we identified earlier. And you can already see similar brown patches and partially dried areas developing on it as well. Now rotating the plant further, and then I found another leaf with similar brown patches and mushy, damaged areas. At this point, it became very clear that this was not just damage on a single leaf. It almost looks like different leaves have already gone through different stages of the same fungal infection. And while lifting the plant, I noticed something even more interesting. I found this completely dried leaf lying below the plant. And if you look closely, you can still notice similar brown patches and markings on it. Now, when I compare this dried leaf with the currently infected leaf, the pattern looks very similar, which means this fungal infection probably did not start just a few days ago. Yes, the visible damage on this particular leaf spread rapidly within a few days. But I think the plant may already have been carrying this infection for quite some time, and I only noticed it recently. So why do fungal infections like this develop on snake plants in the first place? One of the biggest reasons is excess moisture around the plant. And in this case, I think I finally understood what may have caused the problem. I planted this snake plant almost 2 to 3 years back as one of my gardening projects. At that time, there were only a few small plants, but over time, the plant became very dense and bushy. And for the last few years, it has been growing in the same ceramic pot. Now, here's the interesting part. I had kept this plant directly below my hanging wandering Jew plant, and I regularly spray water on the wandering Jew to keep it hydrated and bushy. So I think, for a very long time, water droplets were continuously falling on the snake plant leaves below, and that probably created constant moisture around the foliage. At the same time, the soil condition had also become poor over the years. If you look closely, the soil is no longer loose and porous. A lot of the original soil ingredients seem to have gradually flushed out, and the mix has become heavy and clay-like. You can even see some roots exposed near the surface. And when I poured water into the pot for testing, I noticed something important. This pot was holding moisture much longer compared to my other snake plants. So in this case, poor drainage combined with constant moisture on the leaves was probably the biggest reason behind this fungal infection. Let's start the treatment. So after understanding the extent of the infection, the first thing I wanted to do was stop it from spreading further. And for that, I need to remove the infected leaves. Before starting, I sterilized my pruner using hydrogen peroxide to reduce the chances of spreading the fungal infection further. First, I removed the partially infected leaves. Then I removed a few more leaves that were showing mushy areas, brown patches, or drying from the bottom. Some leaves still looked green from the top, but the lower sections already felt weak and damaged. Honestly, it felt a little odd removing so many leaves from the plant, but I knew I could later propagate many of these cuttings and grow new plants from them. So right now, my main focus was saving the healthy part of the plant and stopping the fungal spread. After pruning, I sprayed a fungicide solution on the leaves and also poured some into the soil to treat possible fungal growth in the potting mix. The next day, I also sprayed neem oil solution on the plant as an additional preventive treatment. Then I started checking the condition of the soil more carefully. And one important thing I noticed was these decorative stones placed on top of the soil. While removing them, I realized moisture was getting trapped underneath for a long time. The soil had also become compact over the years and was holding excess moisture. So I carefully loosened the soil around the plant to improve airflow and drying. And now I'm planning to leave the plant in sunlight for at least a day so the soil can dry properly. Once the plant becomes stable, I'll most likely repot these snake plants into fresh, well-draining soil. I may either keep them in the same pot or separate and propagate them into different containers. And from the healthy leaf cuttings, I'll also try growing new snake plants in future. Now, before ending, here are a few important precautions that can help prevent fungal infections like this. Avoid overwatering, especially when the soil is already retaining moisture. Try not to keep the leaves wet regularly, because constant moisture on the foliage can encourage fungal growth. Also, refresh old compact soil from time to time and avoid overcrowding too many snake plants in a single pot for years. And most importantly, keep inspecting your plants regularly. In the beginning, fungal infections may only appear as small brown patches or slightly mushy areas, but identifying them early can make a huge difference in saving the plant. And if you found this video helpful or learned something new from this experience, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to yourgardenbuddy.com, and do let me know in the comments if you've ever seen a fungal infection like this on your snake plants.